blanket revision. What is it? Why do I use it? And how can you use it to make your life so much better? This is Susie, your beautiful Swan Queen. Welcome back to the garden. Blanket revision. It's revising in a different way. I don't take away all of the bad things that happened in my life. I don't wipe out, he said on this date at this time, this phrase, and I need to get rid of it. When I blanket revise, I use a short phrase. And then I only talk about things that I want that give me the end of my short phrase. So revision is taking an incident in your life that you don't like and revising it. Well, I don't like my roots. My daughter's going to do them. That's amazing. But how do I revise? I didn't have roots. That'd be kind of silly because that would mean my hair would stop growing. But that's a silly analogy when you actually think about it. My hair has to stop growing so I don't have roots because I color my hair. I can't really revise that. I can work on a different tip, which is change it to my hair is naturally blonde. That would be a better way to do a situation like that. If I want to always be the perfect weight for my body, I would talk about I am always the perfect weight for my body. I can eat whatever I want. I'm always the perfect weight for my body. Somewhere, once that becomes natural, my body is going to shift and become the perfect weight. If I'm dieting and I've hit what I deem my perfect weight, 123.4, I like that number, 123.4. So I weigh 123.4. And I keep saying I weigh 123.4. My body's going to naturally start going to, I always weigh this much. And then I blanket revise my weight. And I say, I've always weighed 123.4. Except when I was pregnant. I gained a little weight. But then I went back immediately to 123.4. I've always been thin. I've always been the perfect size for my body. I've always been the perfect weight for my body. I'm taking a short phrase and using it on my weight to be my ideal weight and to stay my ideal weight. Because when I look in the mirror and I go, oh, I still have that stupid mom's pooch. I got to revise. I don't have a mom's pooch. After my last child, it went away. You're looking in the mirror and you're trying to climb a mountain, but it is like you're Spider-Man and you're scaling this year's tower. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't work. And when you look in the mirror, you're like, ugh. I'm still mom's pooch. I'm still this. I'm still that. So if you can't revise a mom's pooch, how in the heck are you going to revise my hair out of my eyes? How are you going to revise your relationship? How are you honestly going to revise that you didn't break up, that you never fought, that you didn't have an argument on this date about this topic, and as a result, you decided to break up with me? I said I don't want kids. You said that meant never, when in actuality it meant I don't want them right now, and because you said you didn't want kids, we're done. How are you going to revise that? Because truly, you want kids, but maybe 5 years from now. Not today. Not next week. Not 9 months from now. The thing is that people don't realize that revision is supposed to replace a memory. Well, if you didn't have the bad memories, how would you know what a good memory is? If you didn't have the bad memory, how would you have growth in your life? I don't revise my life. I choose to talk about the good things in my life. I can talk about my childhood where the person who raised me almost beat me to death. I choose not to. I don't want to be that person who got almost beaten to death by the man who claimed to have given life to her. That's just totally wrong. So I don't talk about him. And when I do talk about him, I call him the idiot. Because if he's an idiot, I keep him out of my world. So I revise he doesn't exist by saying the idiot who raised me. My dad is the man who actually was there the day I was born, the man I've known all my life, the man who taught me what good men should be, and that was my father-in-law. But he is my dad. I've never called him anything but dad my entire life. From the day I was born to the day he died, I called him dad. Because that's what he was to me. And he taught me what, true fathers should be like, what a true parent should be like. If I talk about my stepmother, she did the best that she could at that time in her life. She wasn't happy. She had a lot of medical problems. She became an instant mom to not one child, but 4. She had a daughter of her own, and all of a sudden she had 4 kids overnight. That is a lot to handle. And 4 kids who didn't really have a lot of structure or discipline in their lives. So she decided she needed discipline to control us. It worked, but it went overboard. But I can find absolutely amazing things about those bad things that happened. I remember when she was knitting one day, she was making this beautiful purple and white blanket. And we all know Susie only thinks there's 2 colors in the world, purple and everything else. She kept knitting this blanket, and I kept eyeing this blanket, and I'm like, can I have that blanket? She said, no. Who are you making that blanket for? Somebody else. Well, I want a purple blanket. Can you make me a purple blanket? No. She kept telling me no. And she kept making this blanket and making this blanket, and as soon as this blanket was done, it disappeared. I didn't even get to touch it or snuggle with it one time. It disappeared. And she worked on this blanket for a long time. It was over the summer, through the fall. Christmas morning, opening up Christmas presents. The purple and white blanket was my Christmas present. I mean, this woman I thought hated my guts because of the way she treated me, and yet she knitted me a blanket. So that's a good memory that I can say, she did the best she knew how. She just didn't know how to control 4 kids and show a lot of love and respect. And that's where my love equals respect. Love equals attention comes from. When we are revising a relationship, you want to talk about why you want to be in that relationship and how amazing that relationship is, how happy you are in that relationship, how that relationship enriches your life, how your life has got so much more value to it because this person is in your reality. And how do they enrich your life? They bring joy, they bring happiness, they bring a sense of humor, they bring cooking skills, household skills, fix-it skills. I need a Mr. Fix-It. I need a Mr. Clean. I need a Mr. Fix-It. And I need somebody who keeps me balanced. I have a honey-do list a mile wide, like literally a mile long. And the thing is, I can't expect my guy, when he's not working, to fix everything, because then when is he spending time with me? So maybe I need multiple people in my reality. So, my guy is romantic. My guy is fun. My guy is adventurous. We do amazing things together. We cook together. We clean together. We shop together. Because somebody has to shop with me. I hate shopping. But I don't want him to be underneath the hood of my car every weekend and I can't watch football with him. I don't want him to be painting my walls and not be able to watch a football game with him. I can hire somebody for that. I can take my car to the mechanic shop. I can paint myself. So I'm not revising things I don't want in my relationship. I'm revising to things I want in my life. So when I blanket revise, it's things I want in my life. So I only talk about the wonderful things that happen because then I have a wonderful life, a wonderful relationship. And I'm not picking on him for not checking the oil in my car or painting my studio or griping at me because the dishes aren't done. I'm not fighting with him. So when I'm in that relationship, I have an amazing relationship with him because it's balanced. It's happy. It's filled with love and joy and adventure and fun. And I am focusing on not a problem. Because here's the thing. If I have to revise that my boyfriend is a dick or my boyfriend did something wrong, then I'm focusing on the bad. So when I talk about focus forward, redirecting, revision, it's all going towards your end goal. Your questions when you're revising, well, how do I forget this fight we had? Throw the fight out the window and stop talking about it. Here's the biggest thing. If you get back together with the love of your life, you repair your relationship with your parents, your siblings, your kids, your best friend that you've been trying to get back for years. If you bring up any of this stuff from the past that caused the breakup in the first place, you didn't really get over what happened and move forward. Memories are what we talk about. And if we are talking about the memories that caused the chaos, we're not over it. We're not letting it go. We haven't moved past it. We're still looking for the apology. We're still looking for them to justify and explain and pay for what they did to us. So if you need to revise, it's because you really don't want to let that thing go. You're looking out the window going, you know, you're a jerk, 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 you're a jerk. Instead of looking at his picture going, you're the love of my life and I have an absolutely amazing life with you. You're the love of my life. I have an absolutely amazing life with you. Which would you rather do? Look at the love of your life and say, I have an absolutely amazing life with you. I love you. Or look out the window and go, the love of my life is a jerk. I love you, but you're a jerk. I love you, but you're a jerk. Because that's exactly what you're doing when you're focusing on using the tool of revision. If I'm looking at the picture of the love of my life and calling him a jerk, his bubble's going disrespect, 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 doesn't have my back, I want out. Your bubble's going jerk, 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 I want out. Jerk, out, jerk, I'm leaving, out. And then all of a sudden you're going, he's leaving me, he's leaving me, he's leaving me. And he's going, yeah, duh. Because you're trying to revise an argument, you keep digging it up. So you planted a beautiful bush. Are you going to go every year and dig up that bush to see how long the roots have grown into the ground? Absolutely not. You're just going to trust that they're deep enough to get enough water. And if it's not, you got to water it. Well, you're watering your flower, but you're watering your relationships with, I need to do this. I need to do that. I've got to revise this. I've got to revise that. I have to change the story. Because if I don't revise this, then I can't get back together with him because I'm still mad at him. I'm still mad at him because he did X, Y, Z. That's why I have to revise. Let it go. Let it go. Because if you really, truly want to be with this person, this doesn't need to be revised. It needs to be put in the memories file under trash or delete. Stop talking about it. Because if you stop talking about it, it goes away because it's not here. So I have a relationship, and I realize the problem in my relationship. I feel disrespected and that this person doesn't have my back. But yet I have this person's back 100%, and I totally respect this person, and that's why I have his back 100%. If I revise, he doesn't have my back, and he always has my back. I'm like, what seeing caused me to believe that? Do I have to go through and pick apart absolutely everything in our relationship? Or is it easier just to say, this person has always had my back. This person always respects me. I've always been respected. I've always had my back covered by him. And because he always covers my back, he respects me. And if I'm constantly talking about that, his bubble is going, oh, she really does love me, and she does trust me and think that I respect her and have her back. Because that relationship is saying, you don't have my back. I don't trust you to have my back. The person I thought I trusted the most in the world, I feel like they don't have my back. And as a result, I can't pinpoint unless I dig up everything that happened that pinpoints and go back to that exact moment. Well, I don't want to do that because now I'm dragging all this forward and I'm focusing on why they don't have my back instead of just blanket revising and saying, you know what? This person came into my life. They've respected me. They appreciate me. They always have my back. It's wonderful to know that this person has my back. And if I start talking about they have my back, they're going to show up that way. But digging it up, it's pushing them farther away. Trying to figure out how to revise it, it's pushing them away. But if I sit there and I honestly just say, they have my back. Wow, they have my back. How amazing would it feel if they just had your back rather than revising the story? I mean, I hear people talk about how they got a cut and they revised they got a cut. Well, in my world, maybe it is a belief or something. But if I'm revising something that didn't happen and I cut my hand, then my hand should look like this. It shouldn't still have a cut on it 2 weeks later. I cut my finger on a slicer, slicing lunch meat, right here. And I have this nasty little knob. I can revise, I didn't cut my finger, but the knob is still there. I mean, is it going to go away? Because if it never happened, it wouldn't be there. You can revise things. Absolutely, positively. I'm not saying you can't. You all know the story where the lady was on the swing, jumped off the swing, fell and hurt her back, had back problems for 40 years. She went back and she revised it. She jumped off the swing, landed perfectly. She did the perfect 10 pose. And her back problems went away. But how many times did she actually have to do that until she believed it? She persisted in the assumption she had back problems for 40 years. Was it one session? Was it a hypnosis session? Was it an NLP session? What exactly did she do to make that feel 100% natural? I don't know because I can't do it that way. Never have been able to because all of a sudden I'll be arguing with somebody about something completely different and I'll remember the original argument that we had that I thought was revised. And I'm like, crap, now I'm back to square one. So I found that if I blanket revise, everything is amazing. I have a great relationship with this person. This person loves me. And if they love me, they respect me, they have my back, and they give me attention. My way's a lot simpler. And it causes a lot less heartache, and I don't have to go over all of that crap that went wrong in my reality. And I can easily change the way somebody changes their behavior towards me because I'm simply projecting out now what I want. So I'm revising. The relationship's always been amazing. This person's always had my back. This person's always respected me, always appreciated me. And that little word, always, because now I'm not going to remember the bad things that they did, so I don't have to revise them because they've always loved me. They've always respected me. They've always had my back. They've always appreciated me. So that crap back there didn't happen because what I focused forward on and I blanket revised and I projected out changed my perception of the relationship with a simple phrase. I've always had a great relationship with this person. I've always been the perfect weight. I've always had money. I always make a minimum amount of $3,000 a month. I always get what I want. Easily and effortlessly in the most fun and adventurous way possible. And that is exactly what shows up in my life. You guys have an absolutely amazing day. I love you. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos, and as always, tell me how what I'm sharing with you is drastically changing your life for the better.